And you got to interview the Dalai Lama
Yeah,
at his house, at his crib. Like
at his
you
yeah
pulled
yeah
up,
yeah.
you pulled up, you
That was a
pulled up on the
trip.
Dalai Lama, and you interviewed him. And how was that? What was that even like? Now let's talk about your newest documentary.
At the age of 18, I had been found guilty for murder, aggravated battery, and armed violence. My sentence was 28 years.
If they get me again, it's called 3 strikes you're out. I'm 58. I'm done.
The honest struggle.
Hmm.
Now, the honest struggle is won multiple awards, been chosen at multiple film festivals. You want to tell us what that is about and how this project came about?
All right. So The Honest Struggle is about a man who spent over 2 decades in prison. And he essentially, comes home to the same streets that, put him away. He was a gang chief in Chicago, and in prison, he decided to become a Muslim and turn his life around. So he essentially becomes a reformer, and I document his journey home.
Wow. And so he was in jail for 20 years. How long after he gets out does the documentary cover?
So the documentary covers essentially about 3.5 years
Wow.
from his release to him getting off of parole. He, was, part of a program in Chicago called Green Reentry, which is done by an organization called the Inner City Muslim Action Network. And I found their story in 2010. So in 2010, I started filming with them, looking for the perfect candidate to basically be the subject of the film. And nobody really fit the right, build. And also too, you're dealing with people that have to share so much about their lives, and they have to trust you with their story too. It's not just a one way, you just point a camera at somebody and they're going to tell you life. Sadiq, who's the film is about, really trusted me. He's right there behind me.
No doubt.
He's like my guardian angel.
There you go.
So yeah, man, Sadiq trusted me with his story, and it was there, all from there. And I was really inspired to take on the subject because one of the things that introduced me to Islam was the story of Malcolm X. And Malcolm X had a very, very, difficult relationship with the law, and found the nation while he was incarcerated. So, that story really shifted who I was, and I wanted to amplify that story and recognize that story by kind of touching on its more contemporary, I would say, kind of contemporary manifestations. You know what I'm saying? People who decided to go from being, gang chiefs to, opening schools and mentoring kids and all of those things, all, done under a vision of kind of spiritual guidance.
Right. The complete 180, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then now you I want to ask you a question kind of relating more to your first documentary. So
Sure.
it's you go over there again, we're battling, having a good time, connecting cultures. How, if at all possible, do you think breaking can be used as a way to connect those that are divided?
Mm. Man, that's $1 million question. You know what I'm saying?
He
It's
said, if
such
I had
a,
that answer.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think in many ways, movement and music and culture unites so many people. You know what I'm saying? But it's only it's a conversation starter. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
it's a conversation starter for many people that are divided, and it brings down those veils. You know what I'm saying? Like, in making my first film, showing it, exposing Americans who basically had a view of Iran that it was just constant like military parades in the street and people chanting death to America. For them to see people doing head spins and air flares in Iran, it just took down those shields. It took down that armor enough for them to actually recognize and keep watching. You know what I'm saying? So it disarmed them in many ways. And I think b-boying and just breaking has the power to do that. You know what I'm saying? But again, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done in the follow-up, in the follow-through. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you know, they use breaking to sell hamburgers. They use breaking to sell headphones. Okay. We're talking about more than that. We're talking about building power. We're talking about uniting people. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to take more than just the art at face value. And it's going to take us to do that work on the follow through. But let's use breaking as a means to come together and unite people.
There it is, man. Woo, that's dope, man. I almost want to let's leave on a lighter note. What is it like to win an Emmy?
Oh man, winning an Emmy, man, it's so dope. Just because you work a long time making stuff that you don't know if it'll stick. And in the beginning, when you work in the creative industries, like you make a lot of work that sucks. You know what I'm saying? I look back on a lot of my older work and I just can't even watch it. Wow. Like I just have to leave the room at a certain point because, you do what you can and then you have to release it into the world, and as you grow and as you develop, you know all of those mistakes that you made, all of those flaws, all those things you could have done better. And for an audience to see your work and for them to recognize it and to, throw a party for you and give you an award, man, it feels great, but honestly, the statues don't mean as much to me than affecting real people. And what I mean by that is that, like, after, screening my documentary, especially this last one, The Honest Struggle, and sharing the story that with people that have a lived experience as a incarcerated person, as a re-entering citizen, for them to see their story projected and to be heard like that, and to see them approach you and cry and say, oh my God, like you're speaking to me, you're telling my story. And it gives them so much hope that really, to me, like that's better than 10 Emmys, so that's really my crown jewel.
Well, there you have it. Beyond the Cypher with Illskillz, featuring the 4-time Emmy winning, but most important, activists out there causing change in the world, Bboy Krillan. Thanks again, man, for coming through. When the Les Avenge anniversary happens, man, make sure I'm gonna make sure I'm there to support the crew, support the history. Thanks for coming on. Usually I invite people to come check me out when they're in Arizona, but you from here, so you good. You know what I'm saying? You good over here. Again, we appreciate you. Thank you. Keep doing the work and keep getting that message out there, man. That message of peace, man.
Thank you, Illskillz. Peace, everybody.
Beyond the Cypher with Illskillz content, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Peace.